heard of Mountain House and Backpacker's Pantry. We're going to do a homemade version of this today that's going to be a lot cheaper. It's Thanksgiving theme. It's called Thanksgiving on a Trail. And the video that I took inspiration from is by a hiker called Oklahoma Hiker. And it just takes a few ingredients. It takes mashed potatoes, mashed potato flakes, some brown gravy of your choice, some stuffing mix, some craisins, dried cranberries, and we're going to dehydrate some ground turkey for this because we want to just go all out with using all dehydrated ingredients. But if you wanted to make this on your stovetop, you're welcome to use canned chicken or whatever you prefer. Then we'll use some seasonings. And I'll give you a link in the description with all the measurements, but we're going to use some chopped onion, some parsley, some garlic and herbs, some smoked salt. And because I really want the whole element of Thanksgiving with all the different sides, we dehydrated some mixed vegetables, and I just wanted to have carrots and green beans and corn and all the fixings in there. So I'm going to put a little bit of that in there as well. The main reason that we're doing this video today is we want to test out our camping stove, but this recipe can be modified and done on your stovetop as well if you want to just throw something together with all the elements of Thanksgiving in it. So we will be back shortly.
So what we're going to do with this leftover ground turkey we had, we're going to dehydrate it. We're going to use the trays like we did with when you do with the fruit, roll-ups or whatever you want to call them. Probably get by with just one tray, but I'll spread it out. It's only like a half a pound of ground turkey, but get it all spread out.
And we will leave the description, or we will leave the instructions on all of this in the description box. And that is seasoned meat, right? We seasoned it before we grounded it. Okay.
And it's going to be 140 degrees for 4 hours. 4 to 6 hours. We'll do 4 to begin with.
So we're going to go ahead and assemble this, and this is for later use. So we're going to use the, what do you call these bags, Corey?
Vacuum seal.
We're going to use the vacuum seal bags. If you were going to use it somewhat soon, like within 24 hours or so of you assembling this, let's say you're going on a day hike and you're going to, eat this the next day, you can use a Ziploc bag. But because we're not eating this right away, this is for longer term storage, we're going to be using one of these bags and probably maybe putting an oxygen absorber in. I haven't decided yet, but let's go ahead and assemble it. When the turkey is done and after it's cooled off, we're going to add that step. So we're going to take 1/4 of the mashed potato flakes. We're going to take 1/2 cup of the stuffing. Whoops. We're going to do 1/4 of a cup of the dried cranberries. And for the au jus sauce, I didn't really want to open a package just to take a tablespoon out. So we're going to use our Tony Chachere's brown gravy, and that it calls for a tablespoon of that. Seasonings, you just garnish it whatever suits your taste buds. You can use fresh herbs from your garden. I'm going to just throw in my favorite staple, which is dehydrated chopped onion. We're going to throw in some parsley, I guess. Alright. Smoked sea salt. Obviously, if you're going to make this dinner on your stovetop, you don't need to do this step. You can just throw all this into your pan. And also, I should say, okay, this is our mixed vegetables that we dehydrated before. We're going to just throw, I think it has corn, green beans, maybe some carrots. Just going to throw a handful of those in there. Oh, what I was starting to say is that I believe the ingredients that I'm giving you are for one person, because it's typically for someone who's going backpacking or hiking. So just modify the directions, which will be listed in the description. If you wanted to make this for 2 or 4 people, just adjust accordingly. So there's some garlic and herbs. And then when I was looking through my pantry, I found some dehydrated celery. So I'm going to throw that in, because I think a lot of the stuffing has celery in it. Okay, so we will be back momentarily once the turkey is done, and we will put this all together. How could I forget my Trader Joe's everything but the leftovers? Duh.
Oh yeah. That was all I did, not that seasoning.
So the ground turkey has had a chance to cool off. I tasted it and it's really good. We seasoned it previously before we cooked. So I'm just gonna go like this. And then just kind of wing it here. I think we have another layer. We do. Let's see here. Now this might be a little more ground turkey than the original recipe called for, but because this is meant to be a, ooh, I'm making a big old hot mess. This is meant to be an individual serving, but Corey and I are just gonna share it, so it all works out. We will be back in just a second to seal it up.
So I'm gonna vacuum seal this. There's different types of bags. Some are smooth on both sides. This one's got it ridged on the one side, so kind of like using these better. But start it, and it will do its thing, and also seal it. So.
And we didn't
quite a bit this way.
Yeah, we didn't use an oxygen absorber. I don't believe we need one, because we are going to be testing this out in the next couple of days, so it should be fine.
There it is. Finished product.
Awesome. There you go. You too can make your own backcountry mountain house meals to take with you when you go camping or go hiking. We're getting ready to test out our Thanksgiving on a Trail meal, and this is also going to be a test of this new camping cookware kit that I had stashed away. Perfect for camping, backpacking, hiking, and all that. So we're just gonna enjoy the scenery while we also enjoy the scenery of my sweet thing putting the thing together. But we're here at the lake by our house, just getting ready to have ourselves a little picnic. We explained to us what all this is. Yeah. Preferably don't singe my eyebrows. The wind's blowing this way. Oh. Alright, yeah, so this is our first time using it. I better get a little bit out of the way here. Okay, so we have this set up now. We're adding 16 ounces of water. I believe the original recipe called for 1 3/4 cup. From the Oklahoma Hiker channel, but we also added a couple more ingredients. We added way more meat to than I think we were supposed to. I was just tired and I just dumped the whole thing in there, but I think you're supposed to use like half a cup of the dehydrated turkey. So what are those bowls that we're supposed to eat out of, or what?
There's different sized cooking pots. You can use them for cooking pots or bowls.
Okay, very cool.
Cups.
So we're gonna wait for this water to come to a full boil, and then once the water comes to a boil, we're gonna dump the food in, and then I think we turn it off.
Yeah, we'll turn it off and put the pack in.
Yeah, and put the lid on for about 15 minutes. Here's the little packet. We just learned that this cooking stove comes with its own little silverware, which is really cool. Alright, and then can we show them the... Oh, that's so neat. Can we show them the stainless steel spork that I got off Amazon? It's one of those it's got a longer, what do you call this? I'm just drawing a blank on it. Oh, that's so cute. Yeah, a longer handle to be able to reach into these deeper pots without burning yourself. Let's see, here we go. Yeah, this guy right here. Okay, still waiting for that water to come to a boil. Starting to boil.
Boils pretty fast.
Okay, do we want to go ahead and add the meat now, or do we need to wait? Okay. It's frightening to me how fun this little gadget is. If you are a pyromaniac, please ignore this, but this is a really, really cool electric lighter that we use to light our candles. You can't really see the spark, but yeah, you kind of can. And then, so what did you get this prep for? What was your intentions?
I don't know, just to have it, I guess.
Just to have it. Great answer. Great answer. Okay, I think the water is almost there. We're still waiting, but you know what they say, a watch pot never boils. So it took about 5 minutes, give or take, but I think we could have got the water boiling a little faster if we had put the lid on, and we had to tinker with adjusting the little, what do you call that thing? That silver thing?
It's just an adjustment of the flame.
You can tell we're a couple of a few words. So he is cutting off the whatever you call it there, and so we are going to give this a stir. We're going to cover it. Smells delicious already, and we'll be back shortly. I think you're supposed to let it sit in the boiling water for about 15 minutes. 10 to 20 minutes. 15 to 20. One of those numbers. While we're waiting for our food to finish cooking, I thought I would take a moment to talk to you about one of the things that I'm going to work on now, because I am running short of space in my pantry. I am going to start dehydrating more food. I wish I could afford a freeze dryer, but until those come down drastically in price, that's not going to happen. So I'm going to work on dehydrating more things and kind of packaging them like I did that meal, and taking it with us when we go camping. If it's like the last trip we went on, it was in the 30s. We couldn't even go outside and cook, or if we go and the weather's nice, there's a burn ban in effect. So, and I also like to hike, which I think I might have mentioned that before. I enjoy hiking, and one of the things you'll notice about hikers is they pack very little weight, as little weight as possible that they want to carry with them on their backpack. So they dehydrate a lot of foods. So dehydrated foods is good for multiple purposes. It's good for long-term storage, saving space, taking with you when you go hiking. If there is a grid down situation, you can just use a little camper stove like that to make a meal really quickly if it's already been prepared, assembled, and dehydrated. You know, you can just throw it on in your little pot, and then boom, you have a meal. So there's many advantages to dehydrating and doing that vacuum sealing method, or even just putting it in a mason jar or a Ziploc bag if you're going to use it quickly. I thought I'd go on a little walk while these guys are fishing. I don't want to disturb them by talking and filming. But anyway, another upside to these camping stoves and dehydrated food in general is that they don't require too much fuel. When you want to make a meal, especially something like the one we're doing, where you just bring the water to a boil for a few minutes and then turn it off. So that's a plus side. But you can do these meals at home too on your stovetop. We just thought we'd start testing out some of our outdoor cooking equipment. So, okay, I'm approaching some fishermen. I better turn this off. Okay, my husband is over here testing a couple of are those radios or walkie-talkies or the same thing?
Same thing.
Oh, okay.
Check 1, 2, 3, 1, 2.
Testing some of these out that
check,
he
1, 2, 3.
got
1, 2,
for our preps. I'm sure the fishermen really appreciate us testing that out right now. Okay, so we're gonna go take a peek. How do you get this lid off?
Oh, I wouldn't take it off.
Oh, just kidding. We're not gonna look at it now.
I think we still got like 7 minutes to go.
7 minutes. 6. We'll be back. Okay, how long has it been?
15 minutes.
Alright, let's see what we got going on. Oh, it looks good.
Still pretty warm.
Is it still soupy or did it soak it all up?
Looks like it soaked it all up.
Yeah, it looks like a little Thanksgiving casserole or stuffing. Like my mom just made a couple days ago some sausage stuffing that was delicious. You want to take a bite?
Pretty hot for me.
Oh, yeah. You want to let it cool a minute?
Way back Thanksgiving.
Yeah, this definitely tastes like some kind of Thanksgiving casserole. I taste all those wonderful spices that we put in here, and it does kind of remind me of my mom's stuffing that she made with sausage, only we used ground turkey. Now I want to get a bit of, there's some green beans, some carrot, and then I got a couple of the cranberries. That's good. That bite definitely had the sweet and savory thing going on. I like it. We might have added a smidge too much water, but we weren't sure. I think, like with most foods, the longer you leave it sitting there, the more it will kind of thicken up. But we were hungry and in a hurry, so I think this is really good. If y'all give it a try, let me know what you think, and happy Thanksgiving. Okay, you know in Texas, it takes us 20 minutes to say goodbye. We say goodbye, and then we talk, and then we say goodbye again. I just wanted to mention that you don't have to make this the way we did it. If you don't have a dehydrator, you can use canned chicken. If you're making it on the stovetop or something, if you're a vegetarian, you can use soy crumbles. We just really wanted to test out our camping equipment this time. We're weekend warriors. We go camping, we go hiking, so I just wanted to start playing around with these different meals. But I hope you give this a try. If you have made this before, I'd like to hear what you thought of it, and if you made it differently than I did. But I hope y'all have a happy Thanksgiving, and we'll talk to you soon.